Hi everyone, it's Lisa Finkel coming to you from Finkel Pottery in Prince Edward Island, Canada. Welcome back to my channel. Another kiln opening today. I'm actually doing it outside today. It's only about 0 out here today, so it's quite lovely, and I'm kind of tired of doing these in my dingy basement. So I thought I'm going to do it outside today. I just actually finished doing a live opening for my Facebook page. Oops. So I've already opened the kiln, so you're going to just see things as they go. And for those of you that do have a Facebook page and are looking for some unique ways to market your products, that you want to sell products, a live opening can be really cool. And you can also educate your customers about some of the aspects of pottery, and it gives it more value, I think, and it also lets them give you some input on what they like and don't like. So, as I said, I've already opened the kiln and it's all over here, so I'm going to be pulling back and forth. I'm going to be moving in and out of shot, so I apologize for that, but that's just the way she goes. The first thing I wanted to show you was my last live. I showed you some mugs that I was getting ready to put my first time ever using decals, overglaze decals, and they turned out beautiful. So this one is like a floral heart. So I ordered some more because I really like them. So this one is a bear on one side and Mr. Foxy on the other. Oh, so what's on this? I did say in the last load, but it is river birch on the bottom, a cut like to here, and then just uneven, and then obsidian, a couple of coats, splotches of blue hydrangea, and splotches of flux. Oh no, splotches of seaweed, sorry. That might be the difference. Ah, I did these again because I don't make notes. And I recreated them because I wanted to make some more. And I wondered, wow, they're so much lighter this time. But I did not use seaweed. I used flux. And that's the difference. So they look pretty too. I'll show you those. But anyway, just wanted to show you those. They turned out quite pretty. This is a new form that I just made, Abyss form, and it's my first time using it, and I love, love, love it. So, by the way, when I was opening this, I realized there's a bunch of glazes I cannot remember, so you're going to, I apologize, but the way she goes, I don't make notes. So, the outside is kind of this textured surface, and then it's got a really organic rim. And then the inside is 2 coats of pearl white. Outside is Spectrum Twilight, two thick coats, I believe, and then a thick coat of the Twilight over the pearl white. So I like that a lot. And this form was interesting. I bought a bowl at the Dollarama and I wanted to make a form out of it. So I made the form, and it was inside the bowl. And then I pulled it out too soon. It wasn't quite set, so it slumped a little bit. Like the sides on the actual form are taller than this and more even. And you know what? I love it. Like, it's a happy accident. I'm so happy. So sometimes you make mistakes, but they turn up. I love this tray. And it turned out so flat. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. So this is Tucker's White Speckle. Oh, and I fired on a slow cool schedule to about cone 5.5. And I think I put the firing schedule on my last video. So you can go back to that, and if you want, and have a look at that. So this, what did I use? I used, it is, oh gosh, the words are not coming to me. It is a Celadon. It's Amaco. It's not deep sea. Oh, maybe it's deep sea. Deep sea. And then the sides were seaweed. And then I put blue hydrangea over the whole thing. And that turned out lovely. Wow. You know, sometimes you make something and it's like, that was the winner of the kiln, I think, for me, this opening. I had this one crawl terribly, so it was just a little bowl. Alabaster all over, and then a thick coat of shipwreck on top of it, and it just crawled like a bugger. So I'll have to see if I can put something on top of that. This is just a little mulberry trinket dish. Okay, this one, the bottom is Purple Haze by Pottery Supply House. Thank you, Sarah Walton. Then I put a little rim of Spectrum Reactive Red. Then all over meeting the Purple Haze, a couple of thick coats of Autumn Purple. And that turned out really pretty. I did a few more things like that. I wonder if I can, oh well, we'll come across it. These 3 mugs are the same as the overglazed decals, but as I said, instead of putting the seaweed on there, I'm pretty sure I put flux, because look at the difference. Look how light it is compared to this one. And both used obsidian and blue hydrangea. So it's the flux that made the difference. And I like it, but I like this one better. So I will be going back to the other way if I remember. God, when you're glazing it, that was like a day and a half of full glazing, and I was getting pretty punch drunk by the end. I had another fail in the kiln. Really, it was a great kiln unload. I think I only had 2 that I really thought, ooh. So this one was fire brick red inside, and this was just a little underglaze transfer with clear on it. I had made a white with the Raven's Craig, very similar to my green recipe, and I love it on the speckled clay, but every time I pair it with a glaze on top of it, it curls. So I think it might be just a white to use for like a all white thing, which is disappointing because I really like, this is Tucker's Mid Smooth Speckle. So it's basically a white stoneware speckle, and I like it a lot. Like, it looks really cool. It almost has a river birch look, but it crawled. Anyway, you live and learn. Dud. I made a couple of stash jars. So these are transfers by Ceramica, which is a Canadian company. And then the top of this one was Spectrum Blue Green, or Floating Blue, I think they call it. I think of it as blue green. And then the top was a thick coat to about here of olive float, and then a little rim of seaweed. So that turned out really cute, like that. And I made 2 of them, so here's the other one. So this one is, trying to remember, for sure this is the new sort of reddish orange glaze I got from, or orange brown glaze from Pottery Supply House. It's called Autumn Russell, and I was looking for a glaze that would be very similar to the red we see in our dirt roads on PEI, and this would, Prince Edward Island where I live, and this would be very, very similar. And then the top is, Lordy, I cannot remember. I think it is like, oh, I remember now. It was cactus on the top with a little bit of, it was either pearl white or blue green at the top. I'm sorry. And it's been a few days, so I forget some of the stuff. And this is the reaction between them, but there's definitely cactus on that. That's nice. Spectrum cactus. Here's another one. I don't 100% remember what I did. You guys would be cursing me, but oh well. The way she goes, this is beautiful. So this is Amaco Deep Sea on the bottom, probably all the way to the top, and there's some flux in there, but I can see some brown specks, so I might have put a little winterwood or a little river birch on that as well. Anyway, turned out pretty, but I can't 100% tell you what I did. Oh well, the way she goes. This one, ooh, so pretty. So this one is lavender on the bottom, the Celadon from Amaco, and then to the top, and then here with a slight overlap is Norse blue, and then over the whole thing down to about here is blue hydrangea, and then a little bit of flux on the rim just to encourage the dripping. And that turned out, that's a gorgeous mug. I like that a lot. Oh, here's the ones, 2 more with Purple Haze on the bottom, a little rim of reactive red on the top, and then autumn purple over the whole thing. That's pretty. I really love this mug shape. I've been making a lot of them lately. And these have two little dimples right near the bottom. It makes for a really interesting shape. So there's that one. This is the exact same glaze treatment. That purple haze is really pretty. This one is just kimchi, Spectrum kimchi, just a little mini bud vase. I did a bunch of bud vases. I have an online sale on this Thursday, the 8th of February, and Valentine's is around the corner, so I thought, oh well, do a few little bud vases, something that's not too crazy for people to purchase. This one has some carving on it, and this one, I believe, is mulberry, and then it's got blue hydrangea to about here, over mulberry over the whole thing, blue hydrangea, and then a little bit of flux on the rim. That turned out pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. This one, which is my Studio Cranberry, and thank you to Sarah Walton again. So many people reached out and asked me, what is that color? It's Pottery Supply House, but I bought it as a dry glaze years ago, and I stopped using it for a couple of years and just kind of rediscovered it recently. So I couldn't remember what glaze it was, whether it was red onion or red wine, but it's red wine. We have clarified that. So you can get it at Pottery Supply House in brushing form or dipping form. It's a lovely, look how stable it is. Very shiny, lovely glaze. And then it's got sangria just slightly overlapping at the top, and then you're going to see you got some nice melt there with a nice reaction. The tips of my fingers are starting to freeze up. So here's another exact same, just a slightly different shape. This is a combo I've been doing for a long time. I call it Mystic Lake, and I love it. So the inside's just white. So then I dip it in my Studio Blue to about here. My Studio Val's Turquoise to about here. Then I do a band in the middle where they overlap of Olive Float, and then I do a little lip of flux, Mayco Light Flux, and it makes for a very pretty mug. I like it. It's a classic for me. I've been doing that for a long time now. This one, I've been wanting to try this one for a while. This is a John the Potter, not that, well, I guess it's his combo. It's where I've seen it. So I've been wanting to try it, and actually it turned out really cool. So I followed the instructions. So there was a band of, first you put in, I just have white inside, a band of alabaster. And then I covered that band of alabaster with raspberry mist. Then I dipped it into Norse blue, or you could brush on, with some overlap, not a lot, maybe like, I don't know, ½ inch overlap of Norse blue. And look at the reaction. That's pretty. And I think he fires to cone 7, so he would get a different reaction than that, but that is a very cool mug. I like it. Like it. These are just a couple of the classic winter wood with flux on the top. People always like those. This one is Norse blue, and then blue hydrangea, and then flux. Classic. Always turns out pretty. That's like a standard for me. This one is really interesting. So this one is completely covered in alabaster. And then I did a lip of autumn purple over that. I think I did 2 coats of autumn purple too. So you get a lot of pinks and blues and purples happening. And this one was alabaster all over with a dip in Norse blue. And that turned out really pretty too. And I just did some carving on the bottom. Alabaster on dark clay breaks nicely if you have any kind of detail. And these two, you guys have all seen, well, most of you I think have seen this combo before, but it is classic, and it's so pretty. It is, they're all Spectrum glazes with my Studio White inside, so it's Autumn Purple, Sangria, Kimchi, with a slight overlap for each one, and as we know, Spectrum glazes are melty, so they're melting together quite nicely, and they're just really pretty and fun and vibrant. Sometimes I've seen them where they're much softer because people go heavier on the kimchi, and the kimchi is a softer glaze, so so really it's whatever you look for, but I love color. So for me, I thought that was perfect. Turned out great. This one, thank you, Audrey, from Audrey Lynn Studios. So Audrey said she got the idea to use olive float from me, but I don't use olive float. I've never used olive float on light colors, but she's been doing it on light colors. I use it on dark colors, and it's so pretty. So I tried it on Norse blue, and wow, the camera's making it look really limey. It's not. It's gorgeous. So I'm going to be doing more of that. I'm going to be playing with more olive float on some light colors, because I'm going to do that on a mug. That's going to be stunning. These two are the classic Spectrum Soft Red at the top, River Birch on the bottom, and there is no flux on that, but when Soft Red hits River Birch, and some other colors too, it tends to go really white when it hits another glaze. By itself, it holds this soft, cloudy pink. So that's those. This is just a little cloud mug. I was going to put clear over the little cloud, but I decided not to, and it turned out fine. This is actually a speckled glaze from Tucker's. They're mid smooth speck on white stoneware, and the little cloud's got, so I just dipped it all and then wiped back the cloud, and it's, the cheeks are coral, which is the base for amaryllis, and then the face is just a little bit of designer liner thinned. If you want to add details after the fact to a piece and you don't want the black to fade, because if you use underglaze, sometimes it can, that designer liner is really pigment heavy, so you might get a nice result. All right, I did a bunch of spoon holders just to get some color tests done. So this is Floating Blue from Spectrum, Sangria. These are all on white stoneware, I believe. This is that new Autumn Russell from Pottery Supply House. This would be a really pretty fall color for sure. But I can see myself using it for other things too. This one I think is Pumpernickel from Pottery Supply House. It's a really soft, cloudy blue. The label looked like it was really dark, but it's really pretty. It's soft. This one is, I believe, Copernican Sea, I think, from Pottery Supply House. I think. Sorry, guys. I have good intentions, but Norse Blue, always a classic. This one is Autumn Purple from Spectrum, Sangria from Spectrum, this one is just a little meadow plate, and it is Lavender from Amaco. This one is Kimchi from Spectrum. This one is Mulberry. It was a little patchy. It's so hard to tell to sell it on sometimes if you've got them on cleanly. And the Bigfoot is from Ceramica Transfers, and then I just did an edge in Blue Hydrangea, and then the back has just got the Bigfoot feet. Just fun, fun, fun. And last bit, Copernican Sea from Pottery Supply House. Rainforest from Amaco. These are just little tea bag holders, old bag. Sangria. And Rainforest. And that, I think, is the kiln load. So thanks for tuning in. If you enjoy it, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, just reach out. I'm always happy to share. So take care, everyone. I'll see you next time.